Right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Swaffham Full Council meeting. Welcome to all members of the public and our Bretland and County councillors. Got a lot on the agenda tonight, so I'd like to ask that people, when they make a statement or ask a question, try and keep it as short as you can, because we've got an awful lot to get through tonight, and we don't want to be here till midnight. All right, which Clark said she won't allow us to anyway. So. Okay, thanks. The fire drill. Does everybody know the fire drill? There's no planned fire drill, but if there is one, please do not use the lift and go down by the stairs. And if you need any assistance, please can you make yourself known so that we can arrange assistance with you. Okay, thank you. Right, the first thing on the agenda is the prayer. And a member of the public's going to.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Heavenly Father, we come before you tonight with gratitude for the opportunity to serve and lead. We acknowledge that all wisdom comes from you. We ask for your guidance in our discussions and decisions. May we act with integrity, fairness, and humility, always seeking the good of those we serve. Grant us wisdom, Lord, to discern what is right, courage to stand for justice, and patience to listen with understanding. May our words be seasoned with grace, and may our actions reflect your love and truth. Bless this meeting, Lord. May it be fruitful, constructive, and honoring to you. We commit our work into your hands and ask for your peace to be among us. In Jesus' mighty name, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Go on to apologies for absence.
Councillor Skinner, Councillor Bell, Councillor Bensley, and Graham Edwards might be a bit late.
Yep. That's everybody covered yet. Declarations of interest for items on the agenda. Has anybody got anything there? No. Okay. Receive and agree the minutes of the ordinary meeting on the 8th of January and the extraordinary meeting on the 11th of February. Have you all seen them and read them? Not the extraordinary. Yeah.
No, there's only one line which I've got here. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was only one quick question. Okay. Did I have somebody, but you moving them, John?
No.
No? Okay, Karen.
114. I don't remember any vote on that. I think that was put forward as a fait accompli.
Can you tell us what it was?
It was the Christmas lights switch on.
You had.
Yeah, we all agreed to that Lindsay would take that on.
I don't recall. What. I think someone just said Councillor Beach was going to lead it, and that was it. Just went from there.
So you're not agreed to that?
I'm not agreeing with it. No.
Does anybody else not agree to that?
It's just my perception of it.
Everybody else is agreed. Is everybody else agreed to the minutes?
Yeah.
As written. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I assume you don't agree, John. The extraordinary minute was just the one about the 106 last night. So we all know what that was. You all agree?
Just agreed. Yeah.
Just agree to that, everybody? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to receive reports from, first of all, our county council, William.
Yeah, I promise not to speak more than 20 minutes because I know you're on a tight schedule. Firstly, just to thank you personally for hosting the solar farm meeting. I think that was very useful. Hopefully the county, district and your good selves can work to continue to fight against the solar the large scale, should I say, solar proposals that seem to be engulfing large tranches of this part of the countryside. I think most of us are against that, even though we might be for solar. We don't want to see these huge solar farms taking up good agricultural land when we have other places they could be used. So we'll continue to work on that. The only other topic I was going to touch on this evening was, well, two others. One, the member budget, and I've spoken to the clerk just to make sure most of you know I get an allowance to use on schemes within my division. Last year I used quite a lot of that in the two parishes either side. So this year I thought I'd allocate most of it towards the Swaffham one. And you've got a scheme coming along for fencing in the parish partnership, which we think is going to be about £15,000. And I'd said I'd fund half of that should you be successful with the parish partnership. So we're hoping for confirmation of that from County Council by the end of March, which will then enable me to part fund that scheme for you. Good. And then the other thing really was devolution. I'm sure you've all seen in the press, devolution has begun. Norfolk is supposedly on the priority list. I don't feel it's much of a privilege or a priority to have what have been, I would say, good councils, in our case, Breckland and the county, abolished. I don't see that as a great way forwards. But it is what it is. The government's saying it's going to happen. We are in line for a mayor in May 2026, so May next year. We'll have a mayor for Norfolk and Suffolk. We're told that transport, strategic planning, most of the big authoritative pieces of work will go up to the mayor. And it'll be great to have a single person for Norfolk and Suffolk, deciding on where all those strategic planning applications will be based. I'm sure we'll have a really easy way to input to that from our towns and parishes. Of course, following that, we're going to have reorganisation. That's part of the deal. We also get to reorganise the districts and the counties. At the moment, there seem to be 3 proposals coming forward for that. One for a single county. I have to say I'm not particularly in favour of a single county unitary. I think, again, that's too big, close on 1 million people. I know if you drive from Yarmouth to King's Lynn, that takes you a good chunk of your day. And I think the concept of those communities all coming under one single authority is basically mad. I think we need to divide it up so that actual people and communities come first, and we build these new authorities around those communities and those corridors to work, etc., the economic development areas, rather than just assuming that bigger is better all the time. Because having worked in some of these big authorities, I can reassure you that they're not good. Very out of touch with their local communities, very out of touch with the people that they're purportedly serving. And I think with the rural transport, we've got the idea that people are going to get to major authorities in the middle of the county. It's quite frankly ludicrous. You know, I know people struggle now to get to the districts, let alone abolishing all those and accepting we have one big place somewhere that everyone will go to. So we have the single county unitary option. We have a 2 county unitary options supposedly being considered, which would be something like the Yarmouth, Norwich, and that side of the county, and then King's Lynn coming across to Breckland with North Norfolk probably is the other side, east-west as they call it. And then there's the weird one, and nobody really knows how this will look when Norwich City itself becomes its own unitary, with proposing taking in some of either Broadland or South Norfolk, and then the rest of Norfolk may get divided into one, which they used to call the donut when we did this back in 2009, 2013. Hard to believe we've been through this loop 3 times already. And of course, the other option is that you divide it up across Norwich, so you get a little bit of Yarmouth wrapping around, and you have, in effect, 3 small unitaries, around 300,000 for each unitary. And then just to throw a curveball, of course, we now have an MP that crosses from Diss over into Suffolk. So it wouldn't surprise me if they thought it was a good idea to cross the county boundaries, because I'd never say never. That would bring you in Lowestoft, Yarmouth, Norwich, maybe as a single county unitary again, which again was a proposal last time this was put forwards. They called it the wedge. Unsurprisingly, it looks a bit like a wedge. And then you divide the rest of the county up. Now, if the government is looking for 500,000 at a time, surprise, surprise, those numbers do leave about 500,000 left in Suffolk, 500,000 left in Norfolk, and 500,000-ish in the wedge, depending on how extended the wedge is. So I'm very happy to take questions on any of that. I'm not a great, well, I'm very knowledgeable on it, but I can't say I'm in favour of it. I think it's a real shame that what we've got that's been developed over 50 years is going to be abolished and try and reorganised in the next 9 months. So I just see that's going to cause turmoil for both communities and indeed local government staff.
Thank you. Any questions for William at all? No? Okay, I think you explained it quite well. Thank you, William. We go to Bracknell Council, then Judy or Jacob.
Yeah, I've got a follow on. I did say on my report that I would given a verbal update tonight on the old Friends Grammar School. So I'm just going to read the following. Bracknell Planning Officer have met with the agents on site. The developers are continuing with the previously approved plans and have advised that they will move forward with these in spring this year. Then they are currently going through procurement and the contractual side of this project. Good news.
Anything else? A question then, Lindsay?
No, I was just going to ask, is there any reason why it's been so delayed? No.
I think I was trying to analyse this afternoon when somebody asked me that same question. And I think when you get the premises that have stood there for a very long time and what for us seems an eternity, but actual fact, the current owners have only had it over the year. And so obviously during that time, it's about funding and viability, etc., etc. That's my personal opinion of you know why it took so long. I don't know the reasons for it, but I think it's good news that we have the prospect of this moving forward. That is the main thing. Very pleased that it is.
I think across it happening this time.
Fingers crossed, but things are moving.
Jacob, anything you'd like to add?
Nothing to add. Hopefully you've had my written report.
Any questions for Jacob or Judy? Lindsay again.
Sorry, can you give us a bit more information about the car parking scheme and what's going on with that?
Yes, so obviously the decision was made to pause any implementation of charging or proceed any further. What's happening with local government reorganisation, we don't know if Bracknell Council will exist in 2 or 3 years' time. So I think the decision was made that it's right for whatever authority comes next to make that decision and implement it. And I think there's been an email to mayors from Brackland saying if you want to have discussions again about taking on car parks. I know one of the issues you had before was that there was quite a short time frame for feeding that back, but hopefully, if you want to engage more, I think they're open to that. So it's on pause. What a future authority chooses to do is up to them. So it's just pausing and carrying on as we are at the moment.
Very relieved.
Yes. Any other questions for Bracknell councillors? No? Okay. Please, nothing for the police. Public forum, the opportunity for members of the public to ask a question of any of the council on any level. If anybody's got any questions they'd like to ask any of the councillors. Sorry.
So Sugar Tuso Museum, I'd like to bring up the question of the 5 duck, if I may. That is apparently going to be installed in the marketplace.
No, not in the marketplace yet. We haven't decided where it's going to go. It's somewhere in the town. That could be camping land, the wreck. We haven't gone that far yet.
Okay. Then I'd just like a plea for it not to be on the marketplace because it's the heritage marketplace.
Oh, I don't think it'll be on the marketplace.
Okay. And that includes the Buttercross area as well.
Yeah, it's too big for there.
Bigger than you said. It is actually.
It is. I can actually. It's taller than me.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll take note of that. Anybody else from the public want to? No. All very quiet. Sorry, just the end. Sorry.
Martin Mander. The CCTV cameras that have gone onto the wreck, the pair of them, one overlooking the children's play area, one overlooking the skate park, are they operational yet?
Yes, they were in November last year.
Right, okay, and are they monitored constantly or are they recorded and then analysed at the end of a certain period?
Recorded if needed. If we have no vandalism and no disturbances, they're just deleted.
Right, okay, yeah, it says every,
It's only there for antisocial behaviour
Yeah.
and police deterrent.
okay, so they are operational.
Yeah, yeah.
And is there any plan to have one on the toilet block, which obviously does get subject to certain?
No, the one on the skate park actually goes onto the toilet.
It does
block.
actually cover
That's where
that
it
in
is,
the field as well?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Nothing else? Cool. Okay, we go back into session then. To receive the report from Nick. I don't, whoever he is. I've only just done one function this month. It's been fairly quiet, which is good. I had a bit of a rest, which was the opening of the nationwide reopening and nationwide and now improvements to that, which is very nice. I went along there and they are committing themselves to staying within the town for at least the next 2 to 3 years. So I think that's all good news because we've lost all the other banks in the town. So it's good that they're committed themselves to staying in the town. So hopefully that'll be well beyond that, but at least we've got some sort of commitment to staying in the town, which is very good, I think. You know, we don't want to lose the only, well, I know we've got the other building society, but it's really the only one that acts as a bank, isn't it?
Can I just say that the NatWest mobile banking.
Yes, we- yeah.
So,
But I don't call that permanent. Anyway, that's it from me. Helen, over to you.
Just to say, so the town pound, Joe Warburton is working with a youth engagement project to repair the town pound. It is in coordination with Team VIY, work with young people at risk and give them opportunities to work on building projects. Joe will get Paul Kings to oversee the work, write the specification to ensure some quality control. The whole project, which includes fees, work and training costs, will cost around £20,000. Joe hopes that the town councillors would welcome having their asset repaired for free while also providing training to young people. Staff update. Last week we welcomed Lynn to the team as office administrator. Lynn has settled in well and is already a compliment to the team. We've received over 12 applications to date for the grounds maintenance post, with interviews starting next week. Just a reminder to councillors, and please can I remind councillors to submit apologies to the clerk of the meeting, either myself or Leanne, at least 24 hours prior to a meeting so we can make sure we have enough numbers attending to be quorum. Mayor's reception, 14th of March. Please can you reply to Lynn or Nicola regarding your attendance, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for the clerk? Yeah. To receive and consider any urgent or later items? No. To discuss and consider correspondence received. Anything else, Helen?
No, you've all had the correspondence. I've had nothing more to send out.
War Memorial. Consider quote for cleaning War Memorial ahead of the VE Day and discuss the VE Day plans.
We tried for some funding from the War Memorial Trust, which we're not eligible for. I did wonder if we could speak to the town estates and see if they would donate something to help to get it cleaned. It has to be specially cleaned. It's a grade listed building. And it's cleaned by a DOF machine. So it's all, and then around the outside, we can get the outside tidy it, going to paint the black railings and just tidy the whole area. But it's just to consider the quote for cleaning the War Memorial area, which you all had. Would you prefer me to go to the town estates first? See if we can, would that be something, Paul, do you think?
Yeah, I think that I'm a member of the town estate, so I've got to declare an interest in that as
But
a
you think
trustee
it's
of it.
something we could
I
go-
think it would fall within the remit of it. Yeah,
Just
so I
be
think it's
okay.
worthwhile applying.
We've got time,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah. And I'll just go through Nicola's VE Day plan that we've been working with. So we met with the Culture Consortium and the RBL, and they've confirmed that they're doing the tea dance on the Wednesday. So as a town council, we shall have the proclamation at 8 AM. In the evening, we'll have a fish and chip supper, hopefully subsidised. We've applied for funding from Breckland, which like we did last year. Nicola's been speaking to RAF Marham Catering Flight, who might be able to come and provide us with some desserts. And then we'll have speeches from Royal British Legion and the proclamation again, and the lighting of the beacon around 9:15. Are we all happy with that? You want to?
Is that going to go on the website so that people know?
It will,
Well,
when we've agreed it, yeah.
When it's been confirmed,
Yeah.
David first thing.
Where's going up on that day?
No, they'll go up when we've ordered them. And I'll speak, they won't go on that day because it takes a week to get them all up. So we'll have them up well before then. Yeah.
That's one.
No.
No, does it?
Oh, I thought you was
Right,
Janet,
yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, just. Like,
Okay, anything else on that at all? No?
Everyone happy with that?
sounds good.
Did you do it fairly quickly? To consider and discuss Norfolk ALC quote. That's
So this is
vote,
because
sorry.
the Norfolk ALC is our Norfolk Association of Local Councils. At the moment, they are a cooperative and they just wanted to go back to a limited company. So it's just as members, just a vote. I sat through their AGM last November, and it's just a vote to say whether you agree for them to go back to a limited company.
gone.
Yeah, I read through it. I'd like to propose that we affirm what they want to do.
All those in favour? Update on solar farm proposal following meeting of local communities and Norfolk County Council and representatives.
I think Leanne sent out all the notes from that meeting,
Yeah.
and it was just to say that we have we've held the meeting and we have the minutes on record.
It was, I can say it was a very positive meeting. I think we had a lot of people here from the surrounding villages. We had representatives from County Council, Breckland Council here, and what's the CRPE? COPE, yes, a body that are going to be fighting it as well. And yeah, I think it's a very positive meeting. And I did read in the papers that they are looking to go forward with putting their first stage of their official what they call it, negotiations or planning stage is their next step. So that is a time we need to really get our act together if we're going to. And I would say we need to, this council, we need to make up our mind whether we are going to be a council that's going to object to this and try and fight it, or we are going to be a council that's going to just let it happen. And I would like to propose that we are a council that fight against this because of the amount and the size of it. I don't think any of us are against solar panels principle and small scale these developments, but this is so massive. I think it's something like about 4,000 acres across this area of Norfolk and across near William will put me right if I'm wrong. I think that the proposal is for about 17,000 acres across Norfolk for solar farms, which is a heck of a lot. And I heard today there's another one being proposed in Suffolk. It seems to be happening all over the place. And I think we've got to put our foot down a bit to try and stop it because it's going to spoil the view. If you're going through to the coast going on the 1065, you're going to see solar panels on both sides of the roads as you go out to Swaffham. I think it's going to be terrible. So I personally would like to see us fight it as best we can and put as much argument. I know we're going to be up against the government. It's a government decision on these things, but let's try and fight it if we can. And I hope the rest of the council would back that and back that by proposal that we do try and fight it all the way, where as much as we possibly can. So I'd like to put that to a vote if somebody would second it.
I'll second it.
Yeah. Would you all be in favour of council being not anti, but against this scale of the solar farms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. They just comment.
You vote, John, or not?
No, I'm
Okay, that's fair enough.
We didn't
I
actually
think-
have a vote on the meeting though. It's just an update at the moment because we actually haven't
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
any more information.
What I wanted to say was you've got to base it on evidence. You just can't say we don't like this I mean, they produced a hell of a lot of information. If you read their scoping report for the environmental statement, both of them, it's got a huge amount of information there. You've got to be concentrating on the evidence that they're producing, not just say, we don't like it, we don't like it, it's spoiling our view. So you've got to really concentrate. Also, there's a big one that's just been approved in Lincolnshire. Now, I think you should go and ask them, the people who live there, the councils there, because I think they posed it like here, how they went about trying to defeat the proposal.
But if I can just say, John, on that, a lot of it is the fact that we're going to have all this on our doorstep, and all the power is going to be shipped down to south, and we're not going to get any value from it at all. You know, that's if it was going to benefit some big local, I would say yes, but it's not. It's going to go down south, and you know, it's going to be there for at least 40 years, and I've been told that they can reapply after that 40 years for a further 20 years to keep them on site. You know, I think, you know, we're tying the whole of this up for well over 40 years, and the amount of money they want to give to the local community is, well, I've said it before, peanuts to what for the course of the amount of money they're talking about. Sorry.
That's okay. I'd like for them to look at alternatives besides our farmlands, like the car parks or schools, something like that, rather than using our farmlands. Working for other people, having it, well, in the country, other countries, Spain especially.
Anyways, John again.
Well, what would that be that as well? You'll be opposing this quite extensively, but you must look at what you can get out of them. I mean, they're offering what, 11 billion or something
million over 4 years.
Well,
That's
that isn't enough. You want 20 times more than that, and they can probably afford it.
Yeah.
And that could be spent on the local communities here to enhance our communities. I mean, it could be spent on homes, insulating all the homes around here, putting solar panels on the roofs of the houses around here.
That's what.
But this is getting money out of them. If you just try narrowly to defeat them, then you're going to miss the boat on big sum of money that they're going to have in their pocket, their big profits, and you won't get anything out of it except, you know, you'll be disappointed.
Graham.
Well, I think at the end of the day, we have to recognise we've got to live with renewables, but it's controlling what we have. That's where I see on this one.
Sorry.
Also, if we put this on our farmland, sorry, I jumped in.
Go on, you go.
If we put this on our farmlands, there is no way that Britain can start being self-sufficient, and it means more and more exports.
It's a lot of farmland. It's
And we don't need that. We need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet again, like we used to.
less.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point about CPRE, who are well placed to do what they've said they're going to do, but we need to make sure everybody realises that CPRE doesn't get any funding except contributions from people and councils, and they do need the funds to do what they've said they're going to do, and they do have planning officers who are paid and who know what they're doing. It is important that everyone supports them.
Okay, I think we obviously as these applications come up more and get closer to the next set of consultation and that sort of thing, we will obviously have more say. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was in agreement. We go forward as a council with the same objective rather than us all going with different things. And I think a lot of the other councils and parish councils around us are on the same level as well. So hopefully we can all join together and have a joint push against these people. So let's see what happens. Okay, thank you. Discussing consider upgraded PA system. I think that's over to Graham, isn't it?
Well,
Good.
you can go, Graham, first.
Well, this is something that came up a few months ago following several complaints we have from the public whenever we do any large scale events where we need good PA coverage. So Helen and myself and Nicola, we had a meeting with a local guy who specialises in sound equipment. I don't know whether have we had any feedback from him yet.
Yes, we have the quote which we've put in there. So basically what we're looking at is renting for the year, renting his system, the smaller system. We can either buy it or rent it, but we thought we'd rent it to see how we go and make sure it's right for us. And then for the car show and maybe the skate jam youth fair, it would be a bigger system. So you've all had the quotes, but we're thinking rent it for a year to see what we think and see if it works for us. He will come and put it all up for us. He delivers it, puts it up, shows us how to use it, can start using some of our other speakers.
Yeah.
Or we purchase it. But I think we thought rent it for a year first, hire it as we need it to see if it works for us.
Yeah, because I think before we invest what will be quite a lot of money, we need to know that this time we get it right.
Yeah. So
Anybody else want to comment on that?
They all have their own FB, what's names, and I have been sending any information into each one, like the Swan's Nest and the Cerise Rice. They don't count themselves as part of Swaffham by the looks of it. They say they're on the outskirts. But that's what I've been doing, letting them know what's going on.
This is about PA, public address system.
Oh, right.
Sorry.
I thought that was the reason why it's been in to let everybody know what was going on.
No.
it's not speaker
This
systems.
is for big events, like we have something big in the marketplace or the recreation ground.
Remembrance Day.
Oh,
you know,
right.
people can hear us.
Anything
the
like
car
that.
Show we have
Right.
DJ and
Just
things
I've
like
been hearing a lot about it, and don't know what's going on.
so what was-
David, sorry, Helen.
So, yeah, I agree. I think we should rent it for a year and see how it goes.
and the bigger one for the bigger events as we need it. So we'll be guided by him what we think we should have, because the car show we really, if we have a car show, really.
It's certainly the best way forward. isn't
Yeah.
it?
Would you like to move that then?
I would love to move that, yes.
So, yeah, that we rent for a year and then look at it revised after that year. David, second. Or you got some? Yes.
Second.
Yeah.
Can I just ask before we vote on it, do we get reduction? We buy it after.
Yes, he's half the price.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's not going to. Yeah, all those in favour, please show. Yeah.
I asked the question, what? Can you sell off the old?
Sorry, say again.
We looked in, it's so old. There's big speakers we can keep, but he actually said, no, keep it because it could be used to enhance.
Oh.
It's
that
not
could
good
still
enough,
be-
but
Yeah,
you can
make
actually,
use of it.
we can make use of it
Can
somehow.
be used inside. I think it's pretty good enough.
No, you can actually connect it to maybe something if we decide to buy next year. Yeah.
Okay, everybody happy on that? Installing CCTV at the
No.
public. What have I missed?
Lindsay.
Lindsay, yeah, I've missed you. Lindsay, on Christmas events. Sorry.
We've had our first working group meeting. We've agreed that the aim for this event is to bring together local artisans, traders, business owners and churches to create a traditional community event. We've chosen Sunday, the 30th of November, so that our Christmas lights will be illuminated for the whole of December. There's also more availability of participants on a Sunday, and it's a better day to attract residents and families into the town. It's going to be a full-day event. So activities and participation are the heart of what we hope will be a successful event. So I'm bringing together a number of key stakeholders and organisations to create a wide range of festive experiences. Food and craft market will showcase local craftsmanship, attracting visitors looking for authenticity, and we are seeking a diverse range of offerings within different sectors to help broaden the appeal of the market to visitors. So that's basically as far as I've got.
Any questions for Lindsay? John?
Christmas lights installation. It was quite a lot of money. Is that what it turned out last year?
But you were installing them, yeah, because
Yeah.
you have to have the electrician on site and take them down, put them up. You have to hire the cherry picker. You have to have a cherry
what it
picker
was.
operator. Yeah.
That's the huge.
Mm.
Anything else? Anybody? Everybody happy with the Christmas?
So it came to just under 3,000, but you're allocating 5,500.
Yeah, we want to replace some this year and put some more lights in.
Yeah, that's you need more of them.
We always need more lights.
We have got some.
And we have, yeah.
We need to check and get.
I thought it was sufficient last year.
No.
David, I'm going.
Said we was going to get a real tree that's going to be sponsored by somebody.
Hopefully, yeah, yeah.
Someone said to me it'd be a good idea instead of it stuck up by the assembly rooms, if we actually had it in front of the buttercross, we could get a
You can't have anything by the Buttercross because it's a memorial and it's listed.
We want it in the middle of the car.
Put a still line up in the
In
ground.
the middle of the car park.
Christmas time, take it out, put a nice big tree in it on the corner, everyone goes round, sees it, lovely, but there.
Yeah. Let's answer that one.
We could always close the car park for the whole of December and just put it in the middle.
Put it on top of the.
That'd be great.
Put it
So
on top.
things are progressing. Things are progressing. Coming.
Okay. Well, we did talk about getting more lights, didn't we?
I think we have got some.
We have got them. We just need to get them checked and redone and yeah, put them up. So,
Yes, they do. Yeah.
okay.
Nothing else on that?
Just me a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Is there a way that we can get a local electrician to sort of do it for a lot cheaper?
We do.
We do
have
get-
the local, there's a lot of it.
That's still the
Yeah.
same price, yeah.
It's the amount of work. There's quite a lot of work involved in it. So
Electricians earn a lot of money per hour.
He gives a lot of his time to us. Yeah.
We know I think we would have done it.
okay. Move on then. Sorry. To discuss install a CCTV at the public toilets due to the latest vandalism. We've had some more vandalism, haven't we?
They were vandalised and then we installed all the equipment back in and literally 24 hours later they were vandalised again. So we spoke to Breckland, who were going to put up well, they did put up a camera for us and again within 24 hours that was vandalised. And now they're looking at that footage to see who it was so they can take that further. So we're looking, do we consider installing CCTV ourselves so we can see who it is? We can have it inside the public toilets. Yes, we can. I've checked with the ICO. You can have it on there as long as it's for antisocial behaviour and it will only be given to the police. So if it's done inside, you can say, yeah, because it's not outside, it's inside. And it's either that or we need to close the toilets because it's costing us such a lot of money every time to do it.
Yeah. The other idea was to put it up on.
But we put it outside and
on
inside.
the hairdresser so that it looks
No,
down.
you can't do that. No.
Can't do that there.
No, it would be on the outside and inside because the problems are inside. And that is, we are allowed to do that. Data recording.
Could that be just on the door? It won't be,
No, it'd be inside the toilet.
yeah, but where will it be faced? On the toilet or the door?
We can do it as not on the toilet, but it would be in where the mirrors and the sinks are.
Because
It don't matter
where it is, as long as you catch them,
do it?
because the disabled people, we do need those toilets there. And we don't have much tourists sometimes. We need to go and that's it. And there's no one else in the town that will help with wheelchairs and all that going in and out of toilets.
Can we keep, we all agree that we need them, but it's a case of how much can we afford to keep replacing, repairing?
The disabled toilets get vandalised.
They're accessible toilets. There isn't a
No,
disabled.
No, I meant before when we had
I don't
disabled.
know, that was
Because the idea of a radar key is that no one else can get in unless
all
you
the
have a
time,
key.
all the time.
So there never was one
Yeah,
opening.
all the time, weren't they, Hannah? Yeah.
Graham,
Well, I was present this afternoon when we did the financial reports for the month and the payments thereof. And there was a vast amount of money paid for vandalism and repairs to those toilets. I mean, horrific amount of money.
So I don't think we should close, I think closing the toilet should be the last option.
So, yeah, I think we all agree that this is in the toilet, but that means both cubicles. So that-
Yes. Yeah. So the quote is for both cubicles and two full cameras, basically.
Right. So these, and will they be vandal proof? So,
Well, so they will be in, they put them in cages,
yeah.
and that's all we can do. But I suppose if somebody does that, you hand that to the police, and then it's up to them to find that person.
If they want it, they'll
We've
get it.
had the toilets have been
Don't know.
open at the wreck for over 10 days, and we have got CCTV there, and they have not been touched.
That's good.
Brilliant.
So
Fantastic.
That's
Let's get them in then.
the lesser of the two, isn't it?
Mm.
Option. So
Well,
Yeah.
we have to do that.
Let's get them in.
What do you want to do? Do you want to go down the route of installing cameras?
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
So would somebody like to
Yeah,
propose that?
I'll say
Steph,
that.
and then
Yeah.
seconded, Les,
yeah. Let's get them in.
everybody in favour, just show,
Yeah, well, it's costing us money all the time.
It's costing the town.
Well, yeah, it is. So let's go and bill them for it.
just future of car show.
So this year, we've taken more on in the office from last year, and this year again, we're taking more of the car show on. Unfortunately, with staff retirement and holidays, we've only got 2 members of staff who can run the car show this year. It is August bank holiday as well. So what we're thinking is, can we go out to a partnership and see if we can get someone else involved, like the Rotary Club? And I think Graham has spoke to the Rotary Club.
Yes, again, following discussion with Paul, I did approach Rotary and they immediately came back with a very positive response that they would like to get involved.
So it wouldn't be just turning up on the day, they would share the whole event with us, we would share any profit.
Yeah.
And we would maybe either that, or we might have to think that this year wouldn't happen, which I think would be a shame.
I think let's keep a finger crossed that the Rotary Club come on board.
Well,
I can
it's
go
all
back.
Nicholas put out the synopsis, we
Yeah.
can send that and say
Yeah.
them first, and then maybe we can go out from there if not, but
Well, the first thing, if I'm sure they are going to come on board with it, and the first thing to do is have some representatives from the council and some representatives from Rotary to knock this into shape for this
Yeah.
year.
So the next day would be sort of calling a joint meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
if
Yeah,
you all
I think-
agree that we can do
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
I think- Yes. Sorry, Dave.
That's all right. It's just that I've been trying to get something off the ground, which is to get members of organisations like the Rotary Club and the Corny Club and any other charitable organisations to have a meeting once a year and get those representatives in the room and say, what can we do in this town to make it better? As an idea to float that and do something.
Yeah.
You know, I think there's a lot of
Keep
people.
trying, that's all.
I spoke to Nicola about that because she's got all these contacts she's building now, so maybe that's something you can speak to her about. Yeah. I will mention it to her tomorrow.
Yeah. And we'll leave it Clark to sort of organise a meeting.
Are we happy for us to do that first?
Yeah, everybody good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds really good.
John, did you?
I was just wondering, have we ever thought of sponsorship for the event?
Always try to get sponsorship.
It's very difficult.
It's not the sponsorship, it's actually hands on the day.
Yeah.
You know, that's the problem, is running we actually make money from it.
Yeah.
Which we always put back into the rep. It's just physical help on the day.
You need the able-bodied people, like putting up marquees, putting fences up,
Tables.
got tables or whatever. You need physically fit people to come and help do it, because I'm past it there. And I think a lot of us are, we've done it for years. So if anybody knows able-bodied people can come and help, we'd be only too pleased, David.
It's an idea someone said to me the other day, instead of having all the car show stuck down the wreck, why don't we have the cars in the town?
There's not enough room. You wouldn't get the amount of
No, there's
Cars.
not cars.
you wouldn't get anything like that. You'd only get about half the number of flats.
We'd have to close the whole complete town off from the roadways and everything.
I know you think it's a good idea.
I know it sounds.
I know, but it's,
Yeah, we'll see.
yeah.
But you
The
haven't got
whole
something like about 150 cars
Doesn't
turning
matter
up.
where you have it, we're still looking for help
Yeah.
on the day.
That
That's
will
what,
still be the help.
that's what we
Just try and
want.
make it more visible.
Okay, nothing else on the car show?
So you're all happy for us to
Yeah.
move forward that, great, yeah.
Just consider options for swimming pool area at the barn.
Agree.
Well, let's talk about filling it in, but my view is at the moment, I know there's a health and safety problem with it, but I think we've got.
No, it's checked.
we've
We'll
che-
check it and it's closed
But
off.
the thing is, until we know what's going to happen with it and would do with it, is it worth spending money? Which it costs quite a lot of money to get the the concrete or whatever to fill it in. It costs quite a lot of money to do that. And at the moment, if we don't know what we're going to use that bit of land for, would it just be advisable just to sit on it at the moment? I don't know. I just throw that one into the open. Yeah, the Les, you.
Yeah, I agree, because I don't think is it costing us rates at the moment?
No,
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 so
there's nothing.
there's not really any
No.
cost. And I think there are a lot of people in the town interested in a pool, and I think that there's a good possibility. I don't see why we need to do anything with it at the moment. It can just sit there.
Is there no way that we can try and raise funds from all Swaffham to go towards it?
It's been a swimming pool committee going for years, and they've been trying to raise funds for God knows how long, and they've got next to nothing towards actually running the cost of getting it up to the stage where it could be used. It would be probably into the hundreds of thousands.
But we've got new people
Yeah,
in.
and then you've got to think, even if we could raise that money, you've got the running cost of it. It would never ever make money. I'm sorry, but it would never. It's not big enough.
Yeah,
to make money.
just wanted it on there to reconsider. Is there anything else we need to do with it? But at the moment,
Graham.
Well, we could offer it for sale for anyone who's prepared to take it on and if they want to develop it.
And then we'll see whether people have put their money.
You know that's not gonna happen.
Yes, actually, we did do that, didn't we? We offered it.
Yes.
To any organisation that wanted a peppercorn rent,
Yeah.
take it on.
Yeah, can nobody come
And
forward?
do all the necessary. I would have thought running, and no one came forward. That's over a year ago. That happened.
Didn't come forward. Well, I don't know. I think we just sit on it at the moment unless, sorry, Les.
Yeah, isn't it the case that the biggest problem with it at the moment is that the gas supply that used to fire the boiler up is no longer there because it's been separated away.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest cost is the utilities getting it sorted. It's not the pool itself it was running when it can be run. So
We don't really know, do we, what state the pool's in itself? If it was, we know it's sort of holding water, but that's all we really know. We don't really know what it's like beneath the water sort of thing.
but a new line, 5,000, something like that. It's not, it's not.
But the biggest thing is, I think we did have a quote a couple of years back, didn't we, for getting the services to it, and it was in something like 30,000 £, wasn't it? Just
got to go through the car park to the road.
just to get the services on. That doesn't include anything else. You could have a little thing about changing rooms and all this sort of thing, which are not there at the moment. Sorry.
Breckland a few years ago said that they would put half in. Is that off the table now?
I don't think they've ever said that.
It was about 4 or 5 months ago. I can remember it.
No, I don't.
I think you're wrong there, but I don't think that would be.
No.
I don't think that was ever an option. I think I'm talking. I think you might be getting muddled up with the leisure centre. Or the leisure was
Into the breakfast.
Yeah, it was the land they were going to use. used to build they want to build an outside one and all the plans.
You're going back a long time ago. That was to build a new one on that land, but it was really the cost was out of the question.
I was just wondering if what they offered we could then use for the
I don't
barn.
think so.
No,
But I propose that we defer everything on this
Yeah.
all at the moment for at least 6 months because we don't know what's going to happen long term with our new partners down there, and we've also got a new school in the offing. Things might change; they might want to take that piece of land. So I think if we're not, that's not costing us anything. So sit on it for at least another 6 months.
I would second that, Graham, if you make that proposal.
I will, yeah.
All those in favour?
Steph?
Yeah, unanimous.
Yeah, John, leaving it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Consider the councillor's nomination for the town estate group.
Councillor
Oh,
Edwards
yes,
resigned from
yeah.
that. I'm just looking to see if anyone else would like to do it. We can leave it until the annual meeting where we actually set
Yes.
representatives if we want to.
They probably won't meet until the probably sort of late summer at the earliest. There's usually only one meeting a year, so.
So since I put it on the agenda, I found we can defer that until the annual meeting, unless anyone would like to do it. Oh, Les, brilliant.
I could have some time, George.
Yeah, I've got to regret that. Right, so it's Les, the discuss and consider neighbourhood plan review. We had a good session, sorry.
Sorry, no, I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got Les?
Yeah, and I'll be brief because every councillor should have had the layout of Rachel Leggett's proposal of redoing the neighbourhood plan. And we had a Zoom meeting a couple of weeks ago with her and her team, and essentially our neighbourhood plan can be very much improved from what we originally did. The policies could all be very much improved. She was very positive about it, and it would be no cost to us because it's all fully funded. We have to draw the money or apply for the funds,
money, yeah.
but she obviously knows what she's doing.
She helps us with all that, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean, in the time since we did the neighbourhood plan, she's been doing new neighbourhood plans, revisiting old ones, and it can only be beneficial to us. She did say that it's very likely that we will have to go to a referendum again with it, but the changes would be really valuable. We can strengthen our neighbourhood plan a lot. So we're really looking. Do we need a vote on it?
I think it would be, just to say, are we happy for us to go ahead?
So happy to move forward and develop a new neighbour or revamp the neighbourhood plan, put it that way.
Yeah,
And it would be starting in April, won't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
get on, crack on with it right away.
Yeah.
I'd propose.
You've got a proposal, John?
Yeah.
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 Let's second.
Yeah.
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 All those in favour? Yep.
Yeah.
Consider open space of land east of Spall Road, following the meeting with Crocus Homes. This is the stage 2 section. Do you want to enlighten us on that at all?
Yeah, so we've gone.
Yeah, do it again. So this is it's not a planning application yet, but it's coming, and it's for a site out, or two sites actually together, between Spall Road and Norwich Road, sort of to the east of the Persimmon site.
And behind Longfield.
Yeah, it's not in the local plan, but with all the, I think Judy would say the local plan now is out of date. So we're expecting this to come in as an application, and they are talking to us, Crocus Homes, And they have asked us to tell them how we would like to see the open space on the site. So it's not a case, I mean, like John was saying earlier on, where if you say no to something and you ignore this aspect of it, we could end up with a proposal that we've got no input into. So it's not saying that we're supporting it, but they're asking us how we want to see the open space in it. And I've got a list of sort of questions here. Things like, do we want to see a large open space in the centre of it? And bearing in mind this is 400 houses, you could have the open space all in little parcels. You could ask for it to be in the middle so that you've got a space that's big enough to have a football pitch on it. They even mentioned, or we talked about the possibility of perhaps having a clubhouse or some sort of community facility that they might consider supplying, but we would perhaps have to be responsible for it. So there's those things to consider. We also need to think about play areas. Do we want more organised play areas that could get vandalised, or have we already got enough nearby that we don't need more, or do we want particular types of ones? Would we like to see a wooded open space as part of it? There are already trees on the site. We could say to them we'd like to see some of the open space wooded as a, for the community. There's also the footpaths. We've now got a recognised public footpath along the old railway line between Spall Road and Norwich Road, but some of it needs improving or could be improved. There's that as well. And there's also the on the Norwich Road, the footpath link that doesn't exist at the moment from the what would be the access to that site on Norwich Road through to Meadow House. There's no footpath there at the moment.
No.
So that's something else to consider. And
There's a lot there.
yeah,
Go on.
what I'm looking for is to go back to them with a list of things that we are interested in for them to consider.
We'll have comments and go from one at a time and then see.
Yeah.
Would that be the way to do
Yeah,
this?
and then put it together
Yeah.
and then we can send it off to them.
Comment.
Yeah, what are their roads going to be like? Because Sir East Rise, there's complaints about you can only have one car go down and there's not enough parking, and it is, I've been up there, it is a nightmare.
This at this stage, we're talking about open space.
Yeah.
There will be time to consider all that on the application. When the application comes through, we can comment on those
Yeah,
things.
'cause it does need to
We
be.
can comment and also there's a national standard they have to meet, isn't there?
Yeah.
For sizes.
Yeah.
Nice, isn't it? Don't you?
I've got Graham and then Steph.
I was just going to ask Helen, did you have that original proposed site plan that from the meeting we held with them? Have you got that on your system?
I haven't got it on the system. I think
I mean, be useful for the public, because we're talking about an area, probably most
Yeah.
people don't even know what we're talking about.
I've passed this round. Couple of copies.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think yeah.
Would anyone consider asking them to make a contribution to our swimming pool to fund some of that? Is that something?
Well, we asked that before to them. That was something that we didn't get.
Yeah.
What from
Crocus, yeah. Something that I don't think that was in it. It's not open space and it's not.
but it's
In the first-
sport, it's
Yeah.
a sport,
Why did they?
and that does come on the government website
Okay.
under open spaces and.
Okay.
I think if you say that ask for leisure
Yeah,
rather than a swimming
Yeah.
pool, if you ask for leisure.
Page
we
one.
can ask them, can't we?
Yeah.
So, sorry, I've.
Well, I think it's all bit.
David, Steph, Steph next.
No, I'm just saying what you said, Les, about like a community hub or youth centre or something.
Yeah.
Give something else for the youngsters to do in town, isn't it?
Well, yeah, the thing I think they would consider building something to go with the open space, but they wouldn't maintain it. So
Oh, right. That was my next question.
yeah,
So if they do that, who's it going to be down to maintain?
That's,
Us, isn't it?
we probably would be in the best position, but you know,
Yeah.
But we could
I've
have
got David
for,
next, John. You've
community,
got David
sorry.
next, presenting you next after
Oh.
David.
Yeah.
Just going to say what Steph said about some sort of youth facility or some sort of community facility.
But then there's no point in that, is there? If we're going to have the bill to maintain it and everything, it's got a bit of swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
yeah, information. We could ask for a commuted sum to do that. couldn't we?
yeah,
That goes in the bank
Yeah.
and produces an annuity
Right.
that each year you draw down on that and it maintains the building.
I think
Right, okay. That's
I think
another
they'd want these things a bit more specific there, don't they, nowadays, David?
well,
Les, rather,
yeah,
sorry.
what I was saying was just giving them a list of these
possibilities.
possibilities for discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through, anybody else got any more questions? Sorry.
Yeah, there is money that's been collected over the years for a pool, isn't there? That's sitting in, which could be used towards that. I know I've had a lot of people telling me that it's been
Yeah.
done since 19.
There's a swimming pool group or committee and in the town that have been trying to get a pool, and I think they have raised some funds,
Yeah.
but I think it's relatively
It's
pennies.
not as much as what
It's
people think it is.
pennies to what you think it would cost to do
Be
it.
nice if
Cover the
you
cost of the
don't know
boilers.
what that is then.
Well, I think it's probably, you know who it is, don't you?
Yeah.
You've got this before you perhaps ask her an
I
update.
don't know who it is anymore. I don't know. I'll have to look, but,
Yeah.
but this is the not.
I think you- I
This
think
is
if you go
different. This
through-
is the open.
Yeah.
If you go through,
Yeah, but that's something.
Yeah.
different.
called Marion Clements was the lead on
Barry
that.
Clements,
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, definitely let's put
Yeah.
a list together of things that are.
We
you know,
get that
options and
information, but I
possibilities.
don't think you find, you're not talking a lot of money. David, sorry.
Getting back to what Les was asking, I'd like to say wooded area, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we haven't got one.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, nice woodland walk, take the dogs or whatever.
Yeah.
Have
Would-
love. It's nice.
They clean up.
Yeah. Would it be there to, let's go through his list and we'll vote on which
Yeah.
ones and we'll pick the top three out? Or
Yeah.
four, whatever you want to do?
So the first, well, I think, I don't see why we can't give them, if,
Give them the whole lot.
yeah.
That's
as a
what the
discuss.
decision is, yeah.
Yeah.
But the one question on the play areas,
Oh, God. Sorry.
It's not gone, it's Graham.
I didn't expect somebody to go through the top this time. That would be jumping.
are we, one of the questions is is whether we want to take on because there's an ongoing cost to the children's play areas. Do we want to reduce what we've got of those because of the ongoing costs?
Yeah, well, we did make the decision, didn't we, that we wouldn't be taking any more play areas on, that they would have to, each of these developers would have to set up their own management company.
Can I just say about the open space, as long as we've got enough open space, that is a calculated sum that they should have to incorporate. I wouldn't want to see that reduced, so however it's used, I do not want to see it reduced. And then we doesn't.
Yeah, and that was actually one of their questions, wasn't it? We're
Yes, and I wouldn't
putting
want
money to something else
Yeah.
instead of,
that sets the precedent, doesn't it?
yeah.
So what do you want to propose that we accept all this and see what comes back? You want to make that
Yeah.
proposals?
Yeah.
Les?
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, we accept the whole list, and then, see what comes back.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
Just put Graham in the picture, this is for the things on the new,
Yeah, another one, this plot of land.
new site, yeah. But it, yeah, 106 agreements and all that.
We had a long conversation about that when they came, didn't we?
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah, everybody agreed that we go with Les's list.
Yeah.
Just
Definitely.
it's
Yeah.
getting very quickly, I've only for future maintenance.
Graham's in.
Yeah, but we can get-
We're getting through quite quickly.
That's because I'm here.
Exactly, because you're not here.
The ready fund signing of the TR1 by the mayor and deputy, witnessed by the town clerk for the freeholder property at Days Field.
Just so it's minuted, that's
Yeah.
all. We've already signed.
It's already been signed and hopefully agreed.
Okay.
Just to say you're all happy that we done that.
Just to ratify, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, everybody happy, just show just the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
To discuss and consider quotes for repairs for the barn gable end.
You've got one new one on your table that we printed off that came in for after the agenda had gone out.
And the total amount is, sorry,
We
keep
don't,
your funder.
as per the lease, we don't have to do any work on the barn at all.
Mhm.
So that's just to let you know, you don't have to spend money on it.
Okay.
Am I right in thinking this could be on the capital?
Yes.
So
Yes,
this
yes,
this
it'd be
could come
capital.
capital, and it could come
Yeah.
off the wish list.
So we've had two quotes.
Can I just, I think we should, it's our asset, and I think we should maintain it to a certain
Yes.
standard.
Yes.
Deteriorating costs us, isn't it?
I think what we was thinking about before, that's a very good quote, because I think there was a lot more money that was quoted before, wasn't it, Graham?
We've got two, so there's a new one on your table, Graham.
All right.
From DJ Bensley Roofing, and then we've got another one that went out with the minute, the agenda, so
I thought Wurzel quoted for it.
he hasn't come back with, he said he will, yes, sorry, he
That's
will
already
stick
done.
with the original quote. That's already on there.
Yeah, doesn't actually tell you what he's going to do though. No. Do you mind if I come in? First of all, I got an interest because I signed this for, I did the paperwork for this bloke, Bain, who produced it. That's my only interest in it. I had nothing to do with his business at all. But he'd allowed to do a lead overhang, because we all know where the tiles run out and they run over the render, which is crazy. So he's allowed to put a lead tray down there to take the water from the tiles down to a gutter. And I noticed that the other two quotes don't mention that. So that's a bit of a worry, because there's obvious that needs to be done. And I'm just a little bit surprised that the others haven't quoted for it. That's my only.
Can you remember what the price was?
What was his price?
I think it
It was about 8.3, I think.
That's it.
8.4.
8.4.
Yeah, and there was 3,000 something for the lead work.
Yeah, so it's the 11,000 odd altogether.
3,800.
Yeah.
Quote on the gut. What I couldn't understand, can I ask a question?
Including go.
Sorry, can we sort of?
Sorry, yeah, I know we're talking.
Can I ask a question? There were several RT Bay letters,
If they were
and I couldn't
duplicated,
make out what was what it's referring to.
it's the 8.4 and the 3.8.
Yeah, but that was on, that seems to be copied twice.
I know it was copied twice.
And
Yeah,
there's
we have
another one.
That's why it's been revisited because of the date, and we had to have it just re-looked at and re-quoted.
Well, they're all 5th of February.
I know we
Yeah,
want
they've
to,
all been redone now.
That's a mistake.
I know we want to get on with this, but looking to Graham for advice, because he's in the building
Yeah.
trade, would it be better, because we're looking at quotes of slightly different things here, would it be an idea to get a standard tender for this?
If you like, I'd be quite happy to produce it, and then you can send it out if you wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, we're talking in riddles, aren't we? We don't know
Yes.
what we're getting quoted for.
No, I mean, if you take Bensley, I mean, I've had Bensley do roofing work for me. That's fine. There's no problem with them at all. But they haven't actually quoted like for like, and so you're talking cross purposes. And if you don't know what you're looking at, you can make a mistake.
Yeah.
So I'd suggest if you're happy with me to do that, knowing that I know Mr. Bain, there's nothing of that in it at all.
You come back with tenders, these are batching tenders, then we can consider it with the next possible meeting. It might be the finance meeting or something like that. Could,
Spaced.
well, yeah, it could be any, the next possible meeting. Yeah, happy with that? Yeah.
Can I just ask a technical question, and that might be Graham to answer it. The Bain quote, he's put on there, including any VAT liability.
Yeah.
That sounds to me like he's not sure what's got VAT on it or not.
No, it's
That's
not that. No,
what he
not
means.
that. No,
It's including.
that is what you're paying.
Yeah,
Right, there's no that plus that.
No,
but we get the VAT back. don't
if
we?
he's,
So-
if he's VAT registered, he
Yeah.
might not be VAT
Yeah.
registered, you see. Is he?
Yeah,
I
but he
can't
said,
comment on that because that's so complicated. I don't understand it myself,
Right.
if I was brutally honest. I mean,
Yeah.
he's just done a job that's worth about 134,000 on a grade one listed building as well as.
He would be that.
If he's VAT registered
about
by
that.
law, they have to
Yeah.
have it on their invoices, so then we would claim that VAT back.
Yeah.
and that's another key thing looking at the quotes, because you've got one that's excluding VAT,
Yeah.
another one that's including
Yeah.
VAT, and one that doesn't say anything.
No, but apart from that, that's about 1.5.
Yeah, yeah.
Add to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, David.
Well, given that this quotes is not going to actually look at guttering or fascias while we're paying out for scaffold, it is worth putting on the tender.
Well, that's
We
what
should be looking at the guttering and fascias while it's up there.
that's what he's allowed for.
What vein?
Yeah, fiddling about with it.
You're going to do a tender.
Yeah, I will.
But
Because it looks like you don't.
Yeah, I will.
that's what I'm saying. We need a tender for what we want done, and so they're all quoted from the same thing. Otherwise, we're just jumping around. We don't know.
We happily do that.
I think we've agreed that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good on that.
You come in at the right time.
Wish to have that.
Got more work to do.
Consider request for Bad Cross overnight for charity event.
So we had a lady contact us. She's registered with the British Legion for a challenge, and she wants to sleep out in the Buttercross. They raise it. It's a national event, and she just wants our permission to sleep in there. Is that okay?
What?
Charity.
It's a charity.
Sometime in March. It's an overnight sleep out challenge
I said
in
that's like
March.
hospital night. It's only across the road.
So because it's our asset, I just wanted to check that you
As long as they're not sort of doing any damage or.
Is it that weekend?
I don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
David.
I propose that we let them do it, assuming they're not going to do any damage.
Yeah, I think they'd have to.
Yeah.
Start saying they're not going to bang stakes in for 10 or something
Yeah.
like that.
It's not, it's the British Legion big sleep out.
Should be. all
What was it? One night, Helen?
Yes.
Everybody happy? Yes. Yes.
Yes, yeah, happy, yeah.
What did you get for?
The lady sleeping in the Buttercross.
Right, come on to the finance now, money side of things. Receive receipts for January 24. Everybody seen them?
Yeah.
Everybody approved them?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Show please, it's important. To approve and keep payments for accounts for February 25.
Yeah.
Of what it says on here. Dates on this. To approve the bank regulation for, up to the date of the agenda. Everybody happy with that?
Yeah. Yes, Paul. Thank you.
Yes.
Well done.
We've got to do it.
Say it.
Right, that's about it. It's a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. Yes, the date of the next meeting is the 12th of March this year.
And Stuart, well, yeah, you two won't hear.
Yeah, everybody. No, thank you all very much for attending.
Hey.